is she?
She's doing her O-levels, isn't she?
She's well finished by now. 3 o'clock, she says.
Maybe she couldn't do it and she's cut her throat or something.
You're joking, aren't you? She's gonna pass loads. We are.
Well, what was it like?
Horrible.
Couldn't you do it?
No.
So you failed it then?
No.
But you couldn't do it?
Doesn't mean I failed it then. You passed it then? Think so.
God, mastermind.
Mr. Collins.
Yes?
Where's Daniel?
Thank you.
I gather you wanted to have a word with someone.
Yes.
Well, you understand we don't normally interview people, but since you're here...
Oh, thank you.
I gather you've been registering unemployed for nearly 12 months now.
Yes, hence my request for an interview. Perhaps you'd like to see my record of employment.
Yes, thank you. So what can I do for you?
Well, advice mainly.
Yes.
Well, to put it crudely, since I can't draw the dough, what's the point of my traipsing down to the dole office every fortnight? And secondly, I understand I have to get some form for the Social Security. And will they pay me anything if I have some money, a moderate amount, saved up?
How moderate?
Fairly moderate.
Well, I'm afraid the answer to the third part of the question, Mr. Collins, is no.
No.
As far as I can tell, anyway, but that's a separate department from the PER. You'll have to take it up with the Social Security.
Suppose my money's tied up.
Tied up?
In a trust, something like that.
Oh, I honestly couldn't say, Mr. Collins. That's really a matter between you and them. I see you've spent a considerable time in the army.
Yes. They needed people then.
So, presumably, you've got a pension.
Oh, yes. £65 a week. It's a pittance.
Oh, I doubt if they'll consider it a pittance, Mr. Collins.
I have a wife, 2 children, a house, a car.
Whatever the adversity, there's always some comfort in knowing that there's somebody worse off than you. And there are a lot of people worse off than you, Mr. Collins.
I'm afraid I can see no consolation in that whatsoever.
See, it strikes me that what you've got to offer is experience. So why not pass it on? There's thousands of kids leaving school without a hope of ever getting a job this side of the revolution. We've got to do something with them. So we need people to organise youth training schemes, community programmes, people like you.
I'm a production manager.
So why not be a manager on a youth training scheme?
I'm a production manager who happens to be unemployed. I'm realistic enough to know I'd have to lower my sights, but I'm damned if I'm going to stick my face in the mud.
If she's done them CSCs, she'd be finished with school now.
CSCs aren't worth a carrot, though.
You've done some yourself.
So, still true.
Not unless you get a grade 1.
Grade 1's are useless even, unless you got some O-levels to go with them. And what's so good about finishing school anyway?
Well, you're free then, aren't you?
Free?
Yeah.
Free to do what?
Well, I don't know. Anything you want.
Well, what did you do today?
Today?
Yeah, today.
Nothing. Only 'cause we were waiting for air.
Well, all right then. What'd you do yesterday?
Nothing. We had a cup of coffee and Capaldi's.
All day?
Well, it's better than sitting in school. You've got weeks to go yet.
I haven't.
You have.
I've got years to go yet.
What? You staying on?
I told you.
I thought you were only joking.
Well, I wasn't.
Oh, you're cracked.
I can't see alienated school leavers listening to my every word.
Why not?
Oh, well, my age, for a start.
Well, that's your strong point. The kids are supposed to be getting some sort of experience of the real working world. You're the genuine article.
And I've always worked in industry.
Well, then you might consider trying this bridge program. Unemployed executives can attend a sort of a crash course.
I'm on one.
Oh, well, how did you find it?
Oh, useful. At least my initial cynicism's well and truly gone. Old dogs can be taught new tricks, you know.
And then if you do have some money, you might consider starting up a small business.
A business of my own?
Oh, small business is the flavour of the month. Now, if you wanted to know more about it, there's an office downstairs where you can make a few inquiries.
I think I'm a bit too old for such entrepreneurial escapades.
Hiya. Oh, hi.
Hiya.
Hello. You found anything?
Masses. It's a great shop.
Anything on military targets?
Plenty. Apparently, it's inconceivable that London would be attacked without Liverpool.
Lucy. Have you got any good news?
Well, there's a notice up there suggesting that we picket a council meeting on the Wirral, because guess what's on the agenda? The use of land in that area for a nuclear fuel base. And that's the good news? Oh, yeah. I think we should go and heckle the meeting.
You can't do that.
Why not?
You'll end up in the nick.
What do you suggest, then?
Pick it outside with the rest.
Yeah, but what's the point of a picket outside when what we're worried about is what's happening inside?
A picket outside will be seen by the public.
While the politicians inside make all the decisions.
What do you think, Fran?
Oh, if it's dry, I'm outside at you. But if it's raining,
I'm inside at Lucy. It's important.
I know, but you're both right.
New car?
Yes.
Maestro. Any good?
No complaints so far?
The old talking computer's not getting you down there.
It's not fitted. Ah.
Hi, Dad. Hello.
You want to lift back?
No thanks.
I'll never hear the last of it, but cool. Anyway. Hello.
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 You're late.
You're early.
I'm not early, you're late.
Hello, Heather, darling. Lovely to see you.
You don't like Roger Huntington?
Not particularly, no. Or his wife.
Oh?
He's an oaf.
And she? Go on.
She frightens me.
Frightens you?
Yeah, she's too...
To what?
Well, I don't know if it's the right word, but... too beautiful.
Oh, too beautiful? I should have thought that was impossible.
I don't think so.
Why?
I just don't think so.
Why?
Well, when I see someone like that, I'm more aware of things about myself. You know, things like freckles. I just can't match her at all. And I know if I try and say something clever, it'll just come out all stupid. Then the stupider I get, the cleverer she'll become. The more I'll panic because of it, the cooler she'll become. Just end up with me walking away hating myself. And her.
Is that her fault?
No, but she's to blame, though. For being so beautiful.
You're blaming yourself for your own inadequacies.
Maybe. Well, you could say I'm blaming her for making them so obvious.
Do you mix with girls much?
God, it's not going to be one of those birds and the bees conversations, is it?
No. No, I just wondered what type of girls you like.
Mum?
I admire your taste. Anyone else?
No, not really.
Lucy?
I love Lucy. I love Lucy.
Oh, yes.
She's a bit like Retard's wife, though. You know, cool, decisive.
You're the one who wants to be decisive, huh?
Well, don't you?
I used to.
Shall we go my way?
I can't decide.
How do you value an asset for capital transfer tax purposes?
There are detailed provisions relating to the valuation of assets for CTT purposes. Capital transfer tax purposes, that is. Broadly, the value of an asset is taken as the open market value at the time of the chargeable event. The underlying principle is that the value of a transfer is taken as the consequent reduction of the transferor's estate and not the value received by the recipient. Unfair, isn't it? You own 51% of a company, give away 2% and lose overall control. And then the poor recipient gets taxed on that 2% controlling share, which is worth a lot more than any old 2%. Is that good enough? Do you want more? Are you all right?
No, I feel awful.
It's your own fault.
Is it?
You shouldn't have gone into work.
I had to go in.
You don't have to do anything, not when you're ill.
Oh, so you do own up to the fact that I'm not well.
Oh, don't be so childish.
Childish? Dragging myself down to their office when I'm at death's door isn't exactly a childish act.
If you'd had the guts to tell Derek Hobbs where to go for once, you needn't have gone in at all.
It's nothing to do with guts.
Isn't it?
No. It's responsibility. Where would we be without my salary?
Where would we be without mine?
Oh, you always answer questions with questions.
Do I?
I had to go in.
I thought you said you could work on that woman's case from home.
Well, I was wrong. I had to meet her. And Derek.
Why?
We were discussing my future.
And? And?
The partnership's not as straightforward as I thought.
He promised it.
Yeah, promised to think about it. Well, now he's thought about it.
And?
And the answer's only maybe.
He was singing your praises after the Smallwood case.
No. But one small work doesn't make a summer, to use the Hobbesian expression.
So what does it hinge on now?
The McAllister case?
The widow.
Mm-hmm.
And suppose she loses?
I lose too.
Oh, that's not fair.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
What are you going to do?
Win it.
And if you don't?
God knows.
And if you win it, there's still no guarantee?
No. Perhaps I should let you have a private word with him.
Roger, what exactly does that mean?
Nothing. Do you have to do that?
Yes.
Look, I have just told you that my whole career has come virtually skidding to a halt.
What can I do about it?
You can listen.
I'm listening.
So we're all agreed. We'll barge into the meeting.
We can try. Takes me all my time getting past the man on the door and loses.
Janet,
When is it?
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah,
We've got an O-level.
I know. French.
Well, you can't miss that.
Wanna bet? I'm probably going to France soon anyway. My dad's got some friends there. I'll learn all the French I need.
You'll still be missing an O-level. Nobody expects that kind of sacrifice.
Oh, if it is a sacrifice. Exactly, an O-level.
You don't give a damn about your O-levels anyway.
Maybe not.
Well, then you're mad. You've no future without them.
Look, is there any kind of future at all unless we do something about nuclear weapons?
You're just rationalising a stupid idea then.
Oh, am I?
Yeah. You've got all the enthusiasm of the convert, Lucy.
Oh, I thought that was a good thing.
Maybe. But I'm as suspicious of it as Brown is.
I see, and are all your motives pure?
Oh, you know they're not. We've talked about that before. I just feel you're getting too much of a buzz out of this, Lucy.
I enjoy fighting for what I believe in. Is there anything wrong in that?
No. As long as the enjoyment doesn't become an end in itself.
Who's doing the decorating?
Me dad, when he gets round to it, like.
What are you doing it for? You've only just moved, yeah?
Because my mum wanted to. We used to do it twice a year in the old place.
It's only because the paint used to peel off the walls. When's school disco?
What's it to you? We want to go. You've been going on all day about how much you ate at school.
Discos were alright. They were great. I remember when you got off with John and he was sick all over you.
Alright, mouth.
It was alright, him.
He was a pig. When is it?
Are you going?
Of course
I am. It's for all the leavers, isn't it? Not just for the creeps.
Well, it's 2 weeks on 75p.
75p? God. I hate being skint.
You were mad to go in, you know.
Well, I'm the breadwinner.
We're both breadwinners.
Well, we won't always both be breadwinners.
What do you mean?
Well, what would you do if you failed your exams?
If you don't start looking after yourself properly, I'm going to fail them.
Well, if you did fail them,
I'd take them again.
and if you still failed?
I'd cut my throat.
Now, would it be such a bad thing?
What, if I cut my throat? It'd make a mess of your suit.
If you failed them?
It would be awful.
Well, you'd be able to do other things then.
Such as?
Children.
You sound like your mother.
Oh, thank you. I'll tell you think she sounds like a bullfrog with broken ribs. Look, I'm being serious.
Can I get you anything else?
I'm serious.
You're not up to this conversation.
I'll survive.
Or why bring it up now? Why not wait until you're feeling better?
Because today seems like a good day for examining some of the old certainties. I'm not going to walk into a partnership. My body's showing signs of wear and tear. My legs killing me. My stomach's about to burst. So what about starting a family?
I don't want this to degenerate into an argument.
It won't.
Well, one widow's enough in the close.
My heart's quite sound.
Okay. Well, I don't see why children should be dependent on me failing in my career. I mean, bringing up a child isn't some second-best alternative.
I agree.
Good. So, for the purpose of this discussion, children and my career have nothing to do with each other.
Of course they have.
You just agreed they haven't.
No, I didn't. I agreed that bringing up children isn't some second-best alternative, that's all. Of course your career's involved. You can't do both.
No, I can't do both.
Well, then failing your exams could well be a godsend.
Roger, I don't think you understand me.
Then spell it out.
I thought this wasn't going to degenerate into an argument.
It won't.
Assuming I failed my exams, and the lack of time spent studying is making this a distinct possibility. Well, even assuming I could never be a fully trained accountant, I'd still want some sort of career, Roger. And I don't think I'd just want to give it up for children.
So that means we're never going to have any.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Look, you're not well.
And you're not making me feel any better.
Right.
Where are you going now?
If we're going to row, I'd sooner row when you're up to it.
OK, we won't row.
Promise.
Yes. Yes.
What about the holidays?
Get off with some lads, get them to pay.
Well, go away, will you? Everyone's skint.
It's no good going on holidays if you're skint.
It'll just be boring.
Oh, will you shut up with your boring? It's boring me.
My dad says they used to chop up wood and sell it when they were skint.
So does mine.
And mine. God, aren't Dad's the same, eh?
Only gas fires now. Or lecky.
Lecky and ours. It's easy to fiddle. Or central heating.
Not around our way, they haven't.
We could buy things and sell them like them fellas do in town. Bin bags and hankies and that.
I knew a shop in town. Sells dresses made out of old blankets and sheets like these.
We could do that. Selling our dresses. Making them. You wouldn't know how.
I know how.
Look, it's been a bad day, that's all. I mean, seeing old Collins at the station didn't help matters. A ghost of things to come.
Come on, you're not on the scrap heap.
Well, there's no partnership in the offing.
Only because you're too young. God, Collins would give his right arm for such a problem. Got some more water?
No.
How much would Turin mean to you?
A great deal.
More than your career?
What are you trying to say?
Well, maybe it isn't a straight choice between my career and children. Maybe we could have both.
Maybe we could have both. Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Are you seriously suggesting that I should look after them?
Well, would that be so terrible?
Yes. I'm a solicitor, not a nanny.
If I qualified, I could keep us both and children.
Yes, and I'd feel like a pimp.
Well, right now, you sound like a Victorian grandfather.
Oh, that's great, that, you know. Hey, that's smashing, Susie, honest. You want to go to college and do design or something?
Nah, I'd sooner get married and have kids.
God, you're mental, you. What you do next?
Fit it over the stuff and cut it out. You'll need one of these for all the different sizes.
Hey, how come you learned that in school and I never?
Never learned that in school. Never learned nothing there. My auntie showed me how.
Who's going to sew it all up? It's going to take yonks, you know. You need a sewing machine for that. Your mum's got one.
So was mine. We could even ask them to do some for us.
It's summer. Who's going to buy blanket dresses in the bleeding summer? Cotton dresses? Well, you've got to have something that everyone wears in the summer. It's got to be cheap and all.
What do you wear in the summer? Sandals,
Socks.
knickers, t-shirts. The beach, all those beach robes and that.
Yeah, get a load of old towels. Oh, go away, will ya? Old towels are just old towels. Who's going to wear that?
Oh, who cares? Tell the material's dead cheap. And we can put all fancy designs on them.
I did not get married in order to play nursemaid to my own kids.
Oh, no. You expected me to end up as nursemaid?
Well, you're a woman, aren't you?
Yes. And I have a job that interests me. And I meet people who interest me. And if ever I do qualify to provide me with a decent wage that'll make me an independent, functioning human being. Not just a woman. Not just a woman watching the clock go round till her broad-shouldered breadwinner comes through the door.
Look, it doesn't have to be that way at all. You can do both.
How?
Well, you can work part-time. You'll still be meeting people.
I am building a career. I meet people now on equal terms. Almost equal terms. What happens to that when I'm some part-time clerk?
You'd still be meeting people.
You just don't understand.
Well, for God's sake, explain it to me then!
What is the point in trying to explain anything to you, Roger? You're so wrapped up in your own self-centred, inflated, antediluvian bloody ego you can't see past your own nose!